Did he just go Super Saiyan?
Oh boy, I'm quaking in my boots. I'm really scared of these clowns.
Oh, fantastic. Freddy Krueger's back in my dreams. And I love sleep. Well, guess I gotta start trying out new flavors of coffee. Gotta keep myself awake. Okay, how about this? How about you let me finish my dream where I'm a member of NSYNC, and I'll talk about Freddy Krueger fan films, okay?
Fine, but I'm gonna need you to dress up like me. That's what reviewers do, okay?
And Freddy Krueger told me that if I don't review his fan films, he's gonna kill me. So, here we are. I've always found Freddy Krueger to be kind of a fascinating horror icon, because even if you leave Elm Street or change your name, he still has instant access to your dreams.
The burnt pedo, he lives inside of my head. A Christmas sweater man, he comes to me in my bed. Those dream warriors, they can't even help me, oh no. You know he's a talkative creep, and his backstory ain't nice. And when I fall asleep, I don't think I'll survive the night. Because when I hear kids count 1, 2, 3, that's the end for me.
Well, our first film is The Nightmare's Over, a Freddy Krueger fan film, made by Cycloptic Films. Oh, their film studio also boils human skulls, just like DreamWorks. You gotta feed Shrek somehow. And extra points for the "please don't sue us" disclaimer, in association with New Line. Oh, not New Line, New Jersey Cinema. Oh god, here comes the seizure. And now a second run of the credits. So our fan film begins in the boiler room, where I assume Freddy just lost his janitorial keyring. Nah, he's just making terrible screeching sounds. And practicing those one-liners.
There's no place to hide, whether you're boiled or fried.
It takes a lot of hard work to come off as natural as he does.
But one thing's for sure, you're gonna die!
Wait, Freddy doesn't kill people anymore?
This is good.
He just makes hot dogs for Jason and Michael?
Here you go, stupid! Here you go, stupid!
And Michael won't even eat his.
Here you go, fucking head!
Michael Myers is a vegan. It's a little known fact. But Freddy, he kind of hates this crew, and he bails.
Screw you losers! I wanna go practice being scary! There's a whole new generation of yuppie larva that needs my immediate attention! Ha ha!
To the bathroom.
Stupid idiots!
Where he wants to change his gimmick?
Oh, I suck. I need a new gimmick.
Wait, did this switch over to wrestling and I just didn't realize it? Freddy continues his Mo Howard-like downfall and gets startled by Michael, causing him to fall into the shower. Which leads us to a Full House type gag. And another Full House type gag.
For a good night's sleep, I use my pillow.
What's better than a great night's sleep?
So Freddy is clearly having some roommate problems.
Good life, you psycho! I'm going to bed!
Is this a house on Haddonfield, near Crystal Lake, or on Elm Street? And how do they pay rent on this property? Is this even a real property? Is it a dream? Freddy dreams about hosting his own late-night talk show. And if he was to, I don't know, say, cause an accident during a carpool karaoke and eliminate James Corden, I wouldn't be that upset.
And then I said, where's the bourbon, bitch?
So now we cut back to this girl who's about to take a bath with her headphones on. And it's a good thing roommate mom left, as the main girl can now fall asleep, and we get our Nancy homage shot.
Don't fall asleep in there. I gotta get ready for work. Tiffany?
Well, it couldn't have been that important of a statement. The mom or roommate is kind of just like, well, alright, I told you, but, I mean, if you want to drown, it's your life. Why does she have child soap? Freddy's a little shell-shocked. He can't even take his eyes off her.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Mr. Bubble, bitch!
But then he gets kicked in the face for being such a pervert. And she's definitely not wrong for doing that. Well, this is probably somebody out there's fetish. That kick snaps Freddy right out of the dream state he was in, and now he's looking at Jason strangling him with his dirty underwear? Freddy's had enough of his roommates, so Michael and Jason are booted from the house.
Get the fuck out! We're through! Get out!
Oh, so Freddy's name must be on the deed.
Take your pumpkin, you take your mother, and get the fuck out!
2 weeks later, Ghostface is now looking to move in.
I hear you're looking for a roommate.
But which version of Ghostface? I hope it's part 2, where it's Laurie Metcalf. So I'm gonna give this one a thumbs up. The TGIF-style jokes, the pacing, and the callbacks to previous movies, they all worked for me. I recommend you check this one out. Our next film is called A Nightmare on Elm Street Fan Film 2. Our film begins with a few angry Oasis fans chasing Freddy Krueger, who's currently cosplaying as Noel Gallagher, into a boiler room and then setting the building on fire. And this fire causes the cameraman to never be able to steady the camera. And the building explodes. I mean, sort of. It's a Birdemic-level type special effect. We come back to Elm Street 13 years later, where we meet our first character who's fallen asleep in front of his laptop. You know, something very relatable to you and I. Yes, I'm including you. The person who watches my type of videos definitely is the type that falls asleep in front of their computer. So this guy goes down a hallway to investigate why the Everly Brothers music is playing. But that just attracts Freddy Noel Gallagher to show up. And his face is looking considerably less burnt. He probably uses the proactive. It's what Adam Levine recommends. It gave him back his confidence.
Having clear skin does matter because you get to feel more confident about yourself.
Guys, Adam Levine didn't have confidence until proactive. So it has to work for me. And, Freddy. He was just a poor kid whose dreams were to eat breakfast. Man, he's really good at dreaming. Dude, you hit me in the eye with your blade. What the hell?
If you can't laugh, you might as well be dead.
This is a college first diploma production, as opposed to what, a trade school visual podcast? And now our film gives us even more Everly Brothers. As we get our next victim / fringe member of 2003 Fallout Boy.
Drake?
Josh.
Oh, just take it easy, man.
Help me.
Hug me, brother! Oh, never mind. He's dead. Oh, and this Freddy Krueger becomes more human with the more kills that he gets.
With each one of you I kill, I become more human. And you are up next on my list.
Freddy continues taunting his victim, including chasing him through a salvage yard. And this Freddy Krueger is a bit British.
Joshy, come here. No one's gonna hurt you.
Which to me makes him even scarier. If you've been with me through other fan films, you know that every fan film has to make some sort of reference to the actual films.
Sweet dreams, bitch.
I'll see you in hell.
Tell him Freddy sent you.
And the kid's dead. The end. Our next film is called The Confession of Fred Krueger, a Rebel Rouser Comics production. We got a boiler room, a kid. It's a story we can all understand, whether we have kids, a boiler room, or neither. It's from an undead killer on Elm Street, and he writes, Dear Casey, some kid mutilated on Elm Street, and I gotta talk about it? You know, they do it to me all the time. Kid dies in his sleep, and I'm cutting to a goddamn up-tempo record. Is Don on the phone? And what happened to those pictures I was supposed to be looking at?
Go to sleep, you will surely meet up with Freddy. Get your feet up, swing your arms up too. Move your head both ways like you see him do. Then jump, repeat to the swinging beat of the Freddy. Do the Freddy.
Well, a ripping good yarn, as you can see.
Then we get a little reminder of that thing that, nobody likes to talk about when they're doing a brand deal. You know, the fact that Freddy Krueger is a child-raping murderer.
I have a job out in the community with young children.
You know, I'm just so impressed. I misjudge you, Mr. Krueger.
You know, just a little thing you like to push under the rug when you're selling bubblegum and Nike shoes. And I gotta say, the B-roll sets the tone correctly. It's upsetting and, well, I just don't like it. So this fan film is about what happened when Freddy Krueger was finally caught and brought in to be interrogated.
Do I get a cup of coffee too?
It's hard to come up with jokes about this film because it's creepy.
Thank you, Jim.
Don't say my name, you piece of shit. Detective.
They really get what makes Freddy so unnerving.
Age.
Don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
They even bring up him being raised in the orphanage.
I'm an orphan.
And he's just so casual about the fact that he murdered all those kids.
So you're confessing that you murdered 20 kids in and around Springwood over the past 5 years?
Is that how many I'm up to?
Finally ground for a great waking up aroma.
Oh, what that aroma can do, brighter day for me and you. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Seriously, at this point, I'm just going to say, watch this. I kind of don't want to spoil this. This is a better origin story than the Nightmare on Elm Street TV pilot that I riffed many years ago.
Take Dave.
Maybe. You?
What are you talking about? Take him. It was his idea in the first place.
It just doesn't sit well that this could actually happen.
My future was robbing the perfect little children of Springwood of theirs. I'm nobody. I'm a tramp, a bum, a hobo. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine, and a straight razor if you get too close to me.
And I even scare myself that I know that he just quoted Charles Manson right there.
I'm a tramp, a bum, a hobo. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine. And a straight razor if you get too close to me.
And unlike some of the other fan films that I will review, these guys nail the usage of a screeching knife sound.
It heightened their fear. It became as important to my process as my friend there.
Nightmare on Elm Street films started to become like every other horror movie icon, and you just wanted to see the body count build up. Well, this film, they don't make it fun to talk about the body count.
They were only able to identify her from her dental records.
You should have heard her screams, Detective, when I put her in the fire.
Jim, I told you not to let him in the building. You killed my angel! You killed him! You're dead!
Freddy reveals to this cop that his kids were going to be number 21 and 22 on Freddy's list.
They were supposed to be victims 21 and 22.
And that causes the cop to snap. Since he's taken out of the room, nobody's paying attention to Freddy, who destroys all the evidence of his admission. Ooh, I need to process that one a little bit. No other actors from the film Rent appeared in this? Was this film supposed to have actors from Rent in it? Our next film is A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Message. A message which is to not push Freddy because he's close to the edge. He's trying not to lose his head. And Oasis Inc. seems to be making their own Freddy Krueger sweaters. Homemade's the only way to go, apparently. They probably have a cute little Etsy shop. Freddy's up to his old tricks. he's going to use some metal screeching sounds to keep people up. It's easy to prey upon a victim when he's suffering from insomnia. Our first victim appears to be the prototype of every nu metal artist from the early 2000s. And he finds Freddy Krueger's hat in his bed. Was Freddy Krueger one of his groupies? And even his bedsheets morph into Fredward Kruegs.
It's good to be back.
The backup guitarist for Theory of a Dead Man tries to reach out for help.
I'm having these dreams again.
He's worried about these dreams he's having. I wouldn't worry about Freddy showing up. He's already kind of glitching in and out of existence. Well, you know what that means. Time to reboot the movie.
Moving right along.
That must be why we're not shipping Windows 98 yet.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This film deliberately has a scene where he has to listen to music just to stay awake. And what type of music keeps him awake? Ha! I knew it! Poser! Poser! He's a poser!
Hey, it's me, Freddy. You know, I listened to your demo. It's the worst thing I've ever heard. And I've heard the sound of a dying teen. By the way, what's up with the dyed hair and the tattoos? You know, you could at least put a mask over yourself and say you're a member of Hollywood Undead.
And now, the scariest visual from this film. A landline. So eventually Freddy Krueger shows up to kill him? I think. I mean, he looks no worse for wear.
Do you think I care what you think about me?
Wait, was that guy German? Oh, I didn't expect when I did a Nightmare on Elm Street fan film marathon that it was going to become an international affair.
I am forever.
Forever, ever, ever, forever, ever. And Freddy Krueger? He's almost as scary as Chris Brown.
I am not from the earth. Stay on my fly shit. I'm flying private.
Then I gotta be honest, I spaced out on what happened next. I guess Freddy Krueger won?
Flawless victory.
No one is safe from Fred Krueger. No one is safe as long as there are sequels.